You know, it was interesting. This whole thing is unique because Lori Vallow Daybell is participating in her own jury selection process because she is her own defense attorney. That is not something that we typically see. Now, of the potential jurors, a lot of them were ruled out today by the questionnaire because they all said that they had prior knowledge of this case. Of course, high profile, a lot of media coverage. Cameras weren't allowed in the courtroom for the first part, but they were there the second part. And while the camera was rolling, Lori Vallow had a major outburst, slamming the state, nearly yelling at them for witnesses that she wants to have in the trial that the state does not want to have for certain logistic reasons. I want to play some of that audio for you right now.
The state is claiming trial by ambush from the defense. Trial by ambush. How is the defense trial by ambush when they have interviewed every single one of these witnesses before in the last 5 years since this case started? They've interviewed every single person that has been on there. They have written, transcripted interviews and video interviews of all of these people. And so how they are relevant, these witnesses will testify if and when they are needed to add additional facts or fill in the blanks that the state will no doubt leave out in.
Yeah, that attitude didn't quite help her out with the judge. This whole trial is going to be quite the show from Lori Vallow, wanting things her way while still having a speedy trial, and that got hashed out in some motions today, as you just heard. Vallow was in the courtroom wearing a black blazer suit, looking the same as any other counsel would. The judge ruled she could wear civilian clothes and no shackles when in the presence of the jury during the trial, but ordered she wear a shock vest underneath. Now, today was all about going through juror questionnaires and ruling people in or out. Of note in the courtroom today, juror number 18 in Lori Vallow's Idaho trial for the deaths of her children and Chad's wife, Tammy Daybell, and Lori's own family in the courtroom today, her cousin, Megan Connor. She spoke to us outside the courthouse after watching what Lori was like in the courtroom today.
It's interesting. I haven't seen her in person in probably about 10 years. And we grew up together, so we were close. She was a bridesmaid at my wedding, and we spent a lot of time together. Our oldest kids are the same age. So it's very strange to be even in this situation where she's caused this whole horrible saga for our family.
Lori Vallow will not only stand trial for the murder of her husband, Charles Vallow, but following this, she'll also stand trial for the attempted shooting of her niece's ex-husband, Brandon Boudreaux. Of course, jury selection continuing this week. It will continue tomorrow morning. You'll have some of the potential jurors actually here in person tomorrow. They were not here today. And then opening statements, what everybody is waiting for, slated for next Monday. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
And this is only day one, Briana. A lot of eyes on this one. We know that Vallow has already had disdain and issues before with the judge. What were some of the other issues or complaints that she had today?
She kind of has a laundry list of complaints. She's claiming prosecutorial misconduct. She's claiming that she's in a high security, maximum security jail and can't get in touch with her investigator or other witnesses. Of course, of note here is that she is a convicted child killer, so she is under heavy scrutiny at the jail and even here in the court as well. And so she really wants this to go her way. And I thought it was interesting. Her cousin was telling us, even though she hasn't spoken to Lori in some time, given what's happened, she said, yeah, this is the Lori that I know. She's always been fiery. She's always wanted it her way. And if she doesn't get it her way, she's going to be loud about it. And that is the demeanor that we have seen from all of the hearings leading up until today. It seems like this is kind of how it's going to be. Of course, we'll see what she's like when there's actually a jury there and she is on trial and also conducting her own defense next week.